So today we are working on the E36 M3, and today we are going to be finishing the shifting linkage, which we started in the last video, but I had to wait for some parts. So you guys can see that it's not fitting down there. So we have all the gear selecting rods hooked up, but now all we need to do is finish linking this up. And I got this polyurethane selector rod from Amazon, but it goes underneath the car for the selecting rod. So let's get it put in. So as you guys can see, the drive shaft is out, so we have full access, but all automatic and manual transmissions have this bracket to hold this selecting rod in here. So all we're gonna do is fit that on, and then we'll be able to slide the bushing actually in. Let me fidget with it and then we'll get back to you. Okay, so I got it in one side and I'm just going to attempt to push it. We'll see how this goes. All right, team, so I don't know if this is the way to do it, but this is the way that I'm going with. I currently have a jack underneath the car. Since the drive shaft is out, I got a block of wood. I'm going to attempt to jack the polyurethane bushing up into the correct placement. So yeah, I'll show you my setup. So the polyurethane bushing is right there. It's in place. I have this wood block in the main center of it. And I have one side on, and I'm going to try to jack it up. Okay. As soon as it snaps into place, it should be good. Perfect. Look how well that worked. You can see it's not quite there. It's almost there. I might jack it up a little bit more. Okay, I gave it a couple whacks with the hammer and it set in. So now we have a new selector rod, like the carrier bushing, and it seems nice and tight. So we'll jump up in the car and see how that feels. I'm sure that you're supposed to use a specific bushing press, but now you can see the shifter nice and tight first, second, and that thing is not coming loose. Perfect. Cool. We can mark that off the list. So just need to put on our little shift boot. We'll fit that on and then get that thing all set up. But yeah, so we are halfway there. And to pay homage to the 335i, we'll put this bad boy back on here. Nice. Perfect. That feels fantastic. So we can check that off of the list. So the jack stand actually worked perfect. That was my first time trying it. So you guys saw it first. Again, super easy to do. You cannot force that thing in there. The poly bushing is very, very tough. So I would make sure that you have the bushing actually on the selector rod before you try to jack it up. Otherwise, you're going to have to fit the rod in there. It took me about 5 minutes, 10 minutes to install. So yeah, I figure that there's no videos on this currently, so I hope this helps. So I've been slowly trying to work and piece together this car as much as I can, and I've been doing a little bit of it off camera. But I haven't finished everything yet. So I wanted to kind of take you guys through the car, show you what I've been doing, and to show you guys what else it needs to get it running. So here's my list: starter, figure out the wiring loom, get the drain plug plugged up, drive shaft, exhaust, that type of stuff. So this is underneath the valve cover, and there's a lot of wires and this stuff, and I'm sure that it would have made more sense if I actually pulled everything off. But what the guy did was he left just random like plugs open. So I've been trying to figure out where a lot of these plugs and hoses go. They're all just random and untapped. So I've been trying to figure some of that out. What I also need to do, I need to put in the exhaust, but I'm having some clearance issues on this aftermarket motor mount. He put it in, and whenever I put in the first front exhaust, it hits on this motor mount, because if you guys can see, it's bent up and it needs to be at like a concave angle. So I need to source a motor mount for this car. The other thing that I went ahead and did is I got all new coil packs, so that's all good. And I actually got this coil pack, like wiring loom, from the junkyard. I went to the junkyard and found an E36 there. I was actually pretty lucky to find it because it was untapped, and that's where I got dipstick, and I got the wiring harness there. So I got a couple things off of the car that would have been kind of a pain to source. I also got this hose off the E36, but just today the starter came in the mail, so we're gonna hook that up tonight, and then we'll be able to kind of start fitting the intake manifold on. The other thing that came was AN fitting for the turbo drain line. So the reason why this is taking so long is because I bought this from another guy. So it was completely all taken apart, and I'm searching through boxes. He gave me 4 or 5 boxes of just random bolts. Some of them are in baggies, but on some of the bags, it's written and it has miscellaneous bolts on it, like written on the bag. And then the other one says 4 underneath the car. So they're labeled, but they're not labeled very well. And so I can't just pick up a bag of bolts and say, cool, this goes exactly here. So I've been trying to search through like everything that he has and find all the missing stuff as well. The M3 had a lot of missing pieces for it. And so I didn't want to try to source a lot of that because it's going to get expensive really fast. Just the dipstick alone was $100. So I wanted to kind of skip some of the pricing, and that's why I went to the junkyard. And it seems to be working well. But all I'll have left to do is figure out the clutch system. I need to figure out the exhaust. I'm waiting for the drive shaft bolts to get in, and then the drive shaft will be completely hooked up. I need to wire and hook up the starter. I need to change the motor mount and so that I can put the exhaust on. And then I need to get a clutch fan and piece together the intake manifold. So piece together all the wires. So it's close, but I think that we should have a startup maybe hopefully in about a week. We will see though. Don't mark my words on that. But Gertrude, the M3, is coming together. So until next time, I will keep you guys updated. I've been filming a little bit of each process, and I just wanted to kind of keep you guys up to date. But until next time, my name is Ryan. This is Project Race Car. Have an amazing day. Peace.